mic right here. And we wanted to ask you a few questions. What did you think about that footage? You met the Japanese pilot that had bombed the USS Arizona. Wasn't that something? Joe, let me ask you a question, Joe. What was your initial reaction when you had met the Japanese officer? When you had first met him?
Well, I greeted him. He was serving his country to the best of his ability, and I was serving my country to the best of my ability, and by God, we won.
Was there any tension at all, Joe, when you met him, or just?
You bet your life there was. But as I said before, he was doing the best he could for his country, and I was doing the best I could for my country, and the best man won.
Let me ask you a couple other questions, Joe. What does it mean for you to be the last surviving officer of the USS Arizona?
Well, I wear the uniform because people respect it. And to me, it's being a service to the United States of America to be able to wear the uniform that I wore on December 7th, 1941. It serves as an example of what a person can do if he wants to live his life right and obey all the laws. But I don't see very many children here, but I always did exactly what my father and mother told me to do, and I didn't argue with them. And that's the way I lived my life. And I never ate all I wanted to eat. But this uniform that I got on now, I bought it in 1941.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. You know, Joe, I can't even get into last year's jeans, so that's
your lesson today.
How has your military experience impacted your life?
Well, when I was growing up, one of my forefathers was in the Civil War, and I was born on a little small 40-acre farm in southern New Hampshire, about 60 miles from Boston. And that country was beautiful, and all the rich people, or wealthy people from New York and Boston and all that New England place had summer homes there. And I learned at an early age how to talk to all those people. And when I was 6 or 7 years old, I could talk to a banker or a lawyer or an undertaker or whoever it was, just like I'm talking now. And they talked back to me, and that's how I live my life.
Amen. Joe, let me ask you, we have a pretty good, I would say, contingency here of people that have served in the military, are serving, or even some that have family members or their children are currently serving here. What advice would you give to some of our young men and women who are either serving or thinking of serving?
Well, I would like to see all the young women and men in one part of the military. To me, it gives you a good basic way to live your life afterwards. You learn yes sir, no sir, do it now, keep your mouth shut and your bowels open, and that means you do what the doctor tells you to do and you don't argue with anybody. And you find out, that's what I try to tell the children.
Let me ask you another question, Joe. What were the men like that you served with?
Well, they came from all parts of the United States, all different religions, all different nationalities, and they all met in one deal was to serve the United States of America. The stories that I tell are unbelievable to most people. But if you get in the Army or the Navy and you meet people from all religions and all nationalities and from all parts of the United States, some of them were educated, and some have been to college, some have been to graduated from beyond college, and to me, I'd like to see every boy and girl go into the military for a while. It'd give them a beautiful start on life that they don't get.
You hear that, girls? I think our two daughters. Joe, if you could, what would you say to those men that you served with aboard the USS Arizona? If you could say anything to them at all, what would you say to them today?
I don't know. Well, I just don't know.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'd say that I lived and I lived a life that I can wear the uniform that I wore in 1941, and that's a good example as anything.
What is the fondest memory you have of your time in service, Joe?
What?
The fondest memory you have of your time in service.
Oh, the girl I left behind. She was beautiful. Good manners, good. Came from a good home, but she was about the same age as I was. And, you know, a girl and a boy the same age. Some of the boys that's got more money than I had, and he got her.
Joe, you've had a long and illustrious military career. Have you seen a lot in your, how old are you, 50, 60?
What?
Are you 70? How old are you again?
I'd like to be again. I'd really like to be 16 again.
Is there anything in your career or in your life that you would have changed, that you would have done differently?
That I would have done differently?
Yes, or changed?
No, because I learned that at an early age. I got started right, and I did things right, and here I am today. And what let's see, in about 4 or 5 years, I'll be 100 years old.
Actually, you're 98 though, right? You're 98? Okay.
4 from, what year is this? 2012?
2012.
Oh, 4 from 12 is 8. Oh, in 2 years, I'll be 100 years old.
You've seen a lot in your life, Joe. You've seen a lot in your career. You've seen a lot in the military. You've had a lot of different experiences. Let me ask you this: would you do it all over again, Joe? Would you do it all over again?
Oh, you bet your life I would. I might work a little harder on one of the girls I lost. But I did get a good one, though.
Joe, you're going to be celebrating an anniversary in about a month or so. How many years have you been married, Joe? What's this anniversary you're celebrating?
Well, like I said, in 2 years I'll be 100 years old.
You've been married to your wife, though, for...
Too long.
Wasn't it 72 years, isn't it? 72 years?
Yeah, we got married in, I can't remember, but that's about right.
Yeah.
Over 70 years. Yeah. Over 70 years.
Yeah. Over 70 years. Isn't that something?
70 years with the same woman.
Amen.
Wow.
Well, you know, Joe, you represent those men and women who gave their lives on that tragic morning. And their sacrifice deserves to be remembered, and their sacrifice deserves to be honored. And I'd like to do that this morning with the playing of Amazing Grace. And We know that men and women throughout this nation have sacrificed and have given their all to continue to perpetuate the liberties and the freedoms that we all have. And I'd like us to honor specifically the individuals that lost their lives aboard the USS Arizona. So, church, if I can ask you to stand as we stand in tribute and honor of those people that have lost their lives.